What is going on, everybody?
It is Jackson and Tristan. We are back with yet another morning cup. And you know what happened this weekend. Shout out to everybody that came out to the first Breaking Bread Bazaar. Talk about it a little bit, Jack.
We had 11 vendors out front on our patio and sidewalk in front of our building.
Yep.
And they ranged from the BC Pride tent to the Lazy Animal Farm, which had some
Excellent baked goods.
delicious-looking baked goods. Didn't get to partake.
I did. They were fantastic.
We had some arts and crafts, some necklaces, some artwork,
Cat
fresh
beds.
produce. So, yeah, like I said, there's 11 vendors out there, and it went pretty well, I believe. I didn't get to go outside very much. We were super busy. But from what I could tell, it was busy for them, too.
It was amazing. I was outside helping all the vendors get set up and making sure things went well. It was an amazing show out. It was so awesome to see so many people coming downtown on a Sunday. And we've talked about it many times, how that's the word on the street is that Sundays are meh in Battle Creek or downtown Battle Creek.
And yesterday was anything but meh.
Anything but meh. It was amazing. It really was full sidewalk. I would probably estimate around 500 to 700 people came through. It's a big gap, but we had at least 300 people in shop. I know there was plenty of people that did not come in.
It was from 9 to 2, so it covered a lot of hours there.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful day.
Absolutely gorgeous. A little hot, but super excited about the June one. We have already a lot more commitments from vendors for the June event, and which
isn't surprising. A lot of people like to see how an event goes before they commit to it. I think one of the things we are doing is we're not providing a barrier. You don't have to pay.
Yeah.
Because we're just, in this for the culture.
We really are. And we were talking about it with our parents yesterday, and we have had a lot of people help us along the way and opportunities that have been provided, and it's been amazing what we've done. And I think this is a great way to kind of give back and our opportunity to help other small businesses flourish and grow, because there are barriers to entry into the entrepreneurship game, and this was not one of those. So
yeah, and we get asked a pretty decent amount to tell our story, over and over, and which is great, really. I mean, it's for a few reasons. We get to just share our experience with people and let people know that it is possible to succeed from small beginnings. Because as we've said, we started with $600. Me and my dad split a $600 package of coffee, I guess, if you will, our first one. And then from that we grew. But also, it's a way to share with everyone else how difficult it actually is. And we are always extremely transparent in saying that we had a road that many people cannot take.
yeah,
Just because, there's two of us. That's one of the biggest things. There's two of us. But, when we started, as we've said this before, Tristan quit his jobs in Grand Rapids and moved here, and then worked for 2 years basically for free. And so a lot of people can't actually do that, or even have the extra money that it takes to just do some stuff like this you want. They talk about bootstrapping all the time, but we were able to, I took a loan out on my retirement, which not everyone can do. And we just put we put a ton of sweat equity into it. Tristan devoted those 2 years of his life pretty much exclusively to working for free and being there every single day, which we know is not a realistic idea. It's not realistic for everybody. You can't just do that and work for free, because a lot of people don't have that. I don't want to say support system, but a support system that's able to sustain that.
it's pretty impossible, really, because I literally 2 years was practically free, and I already had bills. You had a perfect situation with the house. You got a house right in 2019 or something? Or
2014.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a very underpriced home.
Cheap house, yeah. Just the perfect situation all around.
Worked for the government. Our parents helped out a lot. So it's not the most common story. Like I said, I think helping other entrepreneurs and kind of spreading knowledge and helping give back and doing these events, doing these art shows with local artists and not charging them to hang their stuff in the space and just kind of, like you said, building the culture in Battle Creek in the surrounding areas of community.
Yeah. So I think, we were able to do that with this, and I think it's just another step in the right direction, and I think it was an overwhelming success.
Yeah.
And
I already got plenty of ideas for the next one, which will be in the end of June, which is crazy. It's less than 24 hours, and I'm already like, oh, we could do this, and just trying to expand. Like I tell everybody, we want this to be something that competes with a Kalamazoo farmers market or Eastern market over in Detroit. Want this to be a destination marketplace, not just for the residents of Battle Creek, but for those that are outside of our community as well. I think we can do it. If there was any indicator from yesterday, it's very possible. Battle Creek's community is amazing. People support like crazy. It showed during the pandemic when we were at 25% capacity pretty much, and people just kept coming, showed support when they could. It was just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Moving on from that, today we're going to be trying a cup of Alma Coffee.
Alma Coffee. They are out of Georgia.
Sustainably grown and ethically sourced.
Yep.
Today we are trying. This is a limited release, honey processed Honduras.
No way.
It is Hugo's Yellow
Catura.
I don't think that's it. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to try.
Caturo. I'm pretty sure that's culture, but I could be wrong. Let me double check.
The first thing you notice about these bags, though, is there's some pretty dope birds on the front.
The artwork is fantastic.
Yeah, I really like this. They also, like, the cool thing about this, for optimal flavor, they give you a brew guide over here and tell you how to brew your coffee from Canton, Georgia.
Yeah, while it's very vibrant, I almost equate it to old style or what is the tattoo?
Traditional
American traditional
very
tattoo.
Thick, well-defined lines. 5th generation coffee farmers, we consider every detail in creating the perfect cup of coffee. The seeds, the plants, the roasting process, and the brew are all part of crafting coffee with soul. Being the farmer makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So they're 1st generation roasters, 5th generation farmers.
That's amazing. So yeah, their story is in 2018. Harry and Leticia Hutchins, H&L for short, founded Alma Coffee with the idea of making direct trade coffee accessible to everyone. Although Alma Coffee may be a few years old, their story begins over 5 generations ago in the remote mountains of Honduras, where Leticia's a 5th generation coffee farmer was quite literally born to be in the coffee industry. Her father and co-founder Al Lopez was born and raised on coffee farms in Honduras before immigrating to the United States. Growing up, Al kept the family coffee farming legacy alive by taking Leticia to visit her family coffee farm every year in Copan, Honduras. That's pretty dope. They're very, very into sustainable practices, improving lives, sustainable practices, and extraordinary coffee are their 3 pillars. And fun fact, Alma is soul in Spanish. They chose this name for a few reasons. Obviously, for the direct translation, fully encompassing the heart and soul that they put into the coffee, not just from them, but also from the generations before them. In addition to being a female noun in Spanish, their name plays homage to women who, despite being greatly underrepresented, play a vital role in the coffee industry, being proudly woman-owned themselves. They say it is their responsibility to represent their hard work and dedication. So that's pretty cool. They are also a veteran-owned business based out of Georgia.
This is a pretty unique coffee company because most roasters just source coffee. Mm-hmm. And so, like, this is direct trade from their farms.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they only do Honduras coffee, which makes sense.
Yeah, let me double check. But yeah, I would probably assume it's all Honduran. Yep, it's probably directly from their farm.
I would have. Assume so. Just looking at the bag, like I can't imagine they do individual bags because I know how much bags cost.
Yeah,
and they have a sticker on it, so it's got to be all from Honduras.
It says right there.
Well, yeah, I just was saying. I couldn't tell if it was just this bag or all of them. Like I said, I have to imagine it's all their coffee is from there.
Man, that's pretty cool, though. I'm super impressed. They got a starter kit. They got a processing bundle. This is like the ultimate way for sustainability in coffee is like they are part of the whole process. They own the farm. They roast. They import it, which, by the way, importing is extremely hard for coffee.
It's difficult.
It's
an unprocessed agricultural product, so it's also got to sit in quarantine when it comes in. And just it's tough business.
Yeah, one of the stories we heard from an importer in Coffee Fest in Chicago 5 years ago now was that he had a full shipping container come in from, I think, South America, get to the port, and there was a slug on the outside of the container, not the inside, the outside. Customs saw it, said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, guy. You cannot bring this into the United States. It's contaminated." And they didn't even open it up. They saw one slug on the outside of the box and said, "Nah." So he ended up losing, I think he said like $150,000 on that sale because he found a way to sell it in Russia or Europe. So he still lost out on money even though he got rid of all of his product. But he said that's not uncommon to happen. Importing has got a lot of, it's literally what keeps the world safe is those restrictions and regulations. So, man, it's a tough business. So they're doing it. That's impressive. Ooh, they got an Agua Fria. They got really, really cool stuff. Their branding, their marketing, all awesome. They got subscriptions. Yeah, they're all of their stuff is pretty cool. They got a refillable canister. They have this coffee mug that's white, but it's got this like watercolor based artwork from the farms and mountains of Honduras.
That's pretty dope.
It is pretty dope. But the coffee plant, pretty. Their branding, awesome. Simple yet effective. Super. They got coffee sacks for $5. They got coffee kicks. They got their own shoes. That's pretty dope. So sweet. They're pretty awesome. So we're gonna try out. I'm gonna get a sniff in. Let's see what they're about. They have been featured on TEDx, Telemundo Atlanta, ton of magazines. So we've never tried this before, right?
Nope.
Ooh, that is very, very good. That is like phenomenal. Super rich smell. Kind of gives me a raisiny cacao smell too. Raisins and cacao. So a little bit of dried fruit, a little bit of bold chocolatiness, and
I just read the notes, so you can take the guess today.
Yes, I have not actually read the notes at all, so I'm excited. No, the smells are really good. Smells, this dry sniffs,
real raisiny.
I'm gonna go out and say, I don't know if we've been nicer on the podcast lately or we've been trying better coffee, but I'm gonna go with 8.35 on the sniffs. Really, really rich, really, really nice. I'm excited now to try it. It's got my notes.
Got your juices flowing.
My juice is flowing.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 8.25.
8.25. So that would give us 8.3. 8.3 out of 5 on the aroma test. Now it is time for the first sip. I'm going to go ahead and drink up. Okay. I haven't had many Honduran ones. I think the only one I've had was from Stump Town.
We've had Lee's.
Mm-hmm. This is a honey process?
Yeah, that's what it says. Limited release honey process.
Limited release honey process. Jack, can you tell everybody what honey processed is?
Yes. So when you take the cherry that grows on the coffee plant, on the tree, you can either take all of the fruit off and just wash it, which is wash process. Usually it's water milled. Or you can leave the fruit on and let it ferment in that, which is called natural. A lot of those are going to be a lot sweeter because they're the flavor of the fruit fermentation gets imparted into the coffee bean. Or honey is where you take the fruit off, but you leave the membrane or the mucilage around it, and it gives it a kind of sweet, natural, like flavor, kind of like honey, which is, I believe, why they call it honeyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is why it's honeyed. It's when they leave the membrane of the fruit on the outside and let that ferment. Still imparting some fruitiness to the beans, but not as much as a natural process.
Yeah, and so what you get out of this process is a much more fruity, forward, just unique flavor. Where washed, where you're taking everything off, you're going to have a much more consistent, like, refined taste. The honey process will change from year to year, crop to crop, all that. But if you got the same farm, same crop location, everything, the honey process is just going to taste much more, have many more variables in taste just because of the membrane and the fruit still being stuck on.
Yeah, there's a lot more variables to it than when you just take everything off and wash it. And a lot of the washed coffees are going to taste very similar all the time. And they're used a lot in blends just for consistency. And like Tristan said, the honeyed or the natural can have more of a variance because of the additional variables it's given to them.
Yeah, I'm having a hell of a time trying to figure out what I'm tasting. Very sweet. So I'm definitely getting that. I'm getting this lingering bitterness. Not terrible. It's just slightly there. Almost, I want to say pomegranate. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go pomegranate, a raisin, and chocolate. Yeah, those are my three. Pomegranate, raisin, chocolate. Tell me how wrong I am, Jackson.
Well, so you had the right idea.
Okay.
So you said very sweet.
Yes.
That would be from the fresh raspberry.
Oh, man. Yeah. I was close. Well, not really, but
You were on the right
fruit.
track.
Yeah, red fruit.
Yeah. The bitterness, I would have to say, comes from the next two. It's got a little bit of a dry white wine.
Yeah. Yes,
and then pink peppercorn.
Interesting.
Pink peppercorn is not as what I would call spicy as regular peppercorn, but it has that same kind of bitter quality to it.
Okay.
So I think, like I said, maybe it's just because I knew the flavors and I read it, but I was like sipping this and I was like, I I get the white wine mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's very light, low and acidic. Almost not as a little bit of a lighter Sauv Blanc. Very, very smooth. The acidity and it's not a very heavy mouthfeel.
No, not at all.
Very light, refreshing. Definitely would drink this on a hot day.
Like today.
Yeah, so I can see that. It's got that wine flavor to it. What did you think of the taste?
Well, I'm going to have to go out and say that I think it smells better than it tastes.
Okay. It does smell fantastic.
I don't think it tastes bad.
Nope. This one is a hard one, considering we do know 7s.
Yeah. Because this, to me, this would fit perfectly in a 7.
I'm going to go and put myself at an 8.1.
Yeah, I was going to go with an 8.
I can't justify
it's not
a 6
at all. So.
No. So 8. We'll go both 8 for that one. So we're at what? 8, 3, and 8. It's coming out strong.
And then, the always fluid one, drinkability. So I feel like they have a really good mission. I like the company. They're very straightforward with their mission, how they want to do things. They are a direct trade from their own farm, so that's amazing. Mm-hmm. So it makes it a lot easier for them to treat their employees better on both sides because they literally run all of it.
This honey process is $20 for a 12-ounce bag.
So, I mean, they have, let's see, they have a honey so they have some that are 20, they have some that are 16 that I saw. So I feel like the price range is not out of this world. Like, I think it varies, and I think that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably going to give it at least an 8.25 on the drinkability.
Yeah. And like the ability to drink it on a hotter day.
Yeah, I mean it's good coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with another 8.
A top 10? I don't think so.
So we got 8, an 8.3, and then what'd you say yours were for the drinkability?
8.25,
and then an 8.13. So divide that 8.1.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. So Hugo's Alma Coffee, sustainably grown, ethically sourced, gets an 8.1 out of 10 on the morning cup scale. I say that's probably where it belongs. It's not a 6. I would say it's a high 7, low 8, and that's exactly where it landed. So I am glad we got this coffee though. Very, very cool. Very cool to see their branding, their story, all of the above. And I would give this a stamp of approval if you guys are looking to venture out into the specialty coffee. Try out Alma Coffee, based out of Georgia.
Yeah, I agree. I like their coffee. I like their company, and go for it. Buy yourself some. They ship to your house.
They do. All right, that's all we got for you today. Thank you for joining us, and as always, take it easy.